everyone to the State of Origin preview from Wicky. We call it the Planets preview, but today it's going to be a little bit of everything. I'm going to get into State of Origin teams. We're going to go look at the odds comparison tool and find you guys the best try scorer picks. But also just going to have a really quick chat about us as a company, what I've been up to, and also a little bit about. Look, I promise I won't bring the NRL into it too much in the last round of footy, but I've got to talk about one thing. But we'll get into that, all of that in a second. What you see on here, by the way, is our Linktree. So just Google Wicky Linktree and you'll see what's over here. Everything over here, our socials and stuff, obviously free to follow. If you've been following our stuff for a while, we'd really appreciate it. Obviously, if you could follow us over here. Over here, Discord, we've got over 3,000 people. I've said it quite a bit recently, but to go from 300 to 3,000 people in our Discord community now it's been 4 months, but since March this year, since the NRL season started, has been freaking awesome. I wanted to actually talk about it. I promise I'll do less than 60 seconds, but I started this company pretty much straight after lockdown in 2020. This launched as like a blog and a podcast because I'm just a guy. I live in Sydney. I love sport, love rugby league and cricket. And this is actually my full-time gig and it has been for 3 years or over 3 years now. We've got a small team. We've got a couple of guys in Australia, a couple of guys overseas in India, and a couple of things. We've had a lot of growth, and I think people maybe think I'm just like an original content creator. I do this all myself or whatever, but I don't. We've got a tech team. Obviously, it costs a lot of money to be hiring these people, and all the stuff that we do has been for free for most of this 3 years or over 3 years. But now we've got Wicky Premium, and I say to everyone, like, if you punt for fun, that ain't for you. We've got a Discord, we've got socials, all that stuff will still be for free for you guys. But if you take your punting seriously, Wicky Premium, check it out. But I'll chat about that some other time. Really cool update. We're gonna so our team is really small. We're an Aussie sport data startup. We're part of the Aussie Sport Tech Accelerator. We've got a lot of dreams and stuff that we want to do in the next few months. But a cool little update. Our core team has been together for almost a year now, out of the 3 years, and they're all like young guys. This is all their first jobs. So I told them we've had an awesome year with the NRL. We've obviously, for the guys that have been following us on Wiki, we hopefully have made you quite a bit of money. Obviously, please gamble responsibly. And I obviously got on this try score bet, so I've had a good time this year as well. So I told them I'm taking them to Thailand. So one of the guys is from Sydney and so am I, and the other two are based in India. So we're meeting up in Thailand, staying in a sick-ass place, and we're doing that at the end of this month. So we're going to do some content from there together. You get to meet the rest of the team. And hopefully, as you guys understand, we've kept most of the stuff free. We are, hopefully, you guys see us as the good guys here. But we're going to have some fun at the end of the year. It's pretty cool. Like, obviously, I've met the guys in India once, but getting to meet them halfway across the world, it's gonna be freaking awesome. So I'll keep you guys updated. I'll definitely do some socials from Thailand with the rest of the team. Anyways, let's get into it, guys. Everything else that you see on here, so Discord, Wicky Premium, our website. I've made a Threads account, mucking around with Insta Threads, our new TikTok account, because obviously one day our TikTok's gonna get banned because obviously we do punting content. We've partnered with BetRight, Draftstars, and PlayUp have supported us for the last 2 years. So if you do make accounts with them, we've got an introductory fee for anyone that signs up and makes a deposit into BetRight. I've checked them out for the last few weeks. I really like their stuff. So check out BetRight if you are keen. They do have some decent try scorer odds. And Draftstars, I'm going to be talking about for a few minutes at the end of this video. They've got a $40,000 contest for State of Origin. First prize is almost $5,000. And it is good fun. Like, if you play NRL fantasy and Supercoach stuff, you'll get the whole fantasy concept. So check that out for Origin. They've got some pretty cool prizes. A whole bunch of other stuff as well. But the OCT, the odds comparison tool for Origin, that's the main thing that I'll be going through, obviously, in this video to find out value picks for you guys. We've also now got 2+ tries as in the odds comparison tool, which is pretty cool. Obviously, if you're trying to build out your same-game multis and stuff, it's always a good place to start. There's a whole bunch of other stuff to help you get the most out of Wiki and all that kind of stuff. Bets tracker as well, and a few other things. You can check it out anytime, guys. Just Google Wiki Linktree and you'll find it over here. And yeah, sorry, I didn't want to go on too long about the company and stuff at the start, but I think a lot of the people that have followed our stuff have only joined us for the last few weeks or last couple of months. And I think people don't understand that I've literally committed everything I've got into this company. And, not just when we have try scorer wins and stuff, but growing the community from a few hundred to a couple thousand to now over 3,000, launching Wicky Premium, and a lot of the stuff that you're going to see soon. Like, we're a sports data company and we do barely any actual data stuff for you guys. So we're going to start having like pre-game previews and stuff that are just going to be like stats thrown out at you, and we can do that shit. Like we can set that stuff in a couple of days. And I realized that people are paying for this stuff from other companies, and I was like, what the hell? This stuff is really easy for us to do. So anyways, a lot of cool stuff. If you do have any suggestions, DM us or PM me on Discord or whatever it is with any ideas of stuff that you'd like to see. We want to sort of use the end of this NRL season to trial some of this data stuff out for free. Like if you want to get pre-game stats packs and all that kind of stuff, we want to trial that stuff out free. So the next year we can still keep most of it for free, just like we have with that try score stuff, and have like a smaller niche paid audience as well. But anyways, guys, let's move on to what this podcast is really about. Let's move into State of Origin. So I'm going to say I've been I live in New South Wales. Growing up, I used to go for New South Wales, but last year I found myself really invested in Wicky and what we're trying to do and try scorer tips and all that kind of stuff. And I felt like I was cheering my tips on more than the Blues, which felt weird, but I was like, fuck it, I'll go with it. And this year, honestly, the value was with Queensland. And I found myself punting on Queensland. The Queensland try scorers were better value. And I'm always supporting them, which feels really dirty as someone who lives in New South Wales. But I got to say, what Freddie and the squad, the selections are weird, they're inconsistent. Bradman Best is a good NRL player, but he's been hot and cold for the best part of the last 2 years. He has one amazing game, and then Burden, who was in the squad for the first couple of games, did really well in Origin, I thought, last year as well. And obviously, one center of the year for Penrith a couple of years ago. Best gets a spot over Burden, and what were the other ones? There's Junior Bolo being dropped. Junior Polo, I forgot about that. I didn't even realize that he wasn't in the squad. RCG, fair enough, but Jacob Safidi being in the squad, there's nothing wrong with Jacob Safidi. He's played a game for New South Wales, or maybe two before. I think he even scored a try in one of them, which is pretty cool. But yeah, him making it in, I think I said to a few of my mates the other day on a group chat, to go from TPJ on the bench, starting in game one, then to go Utu Kamanu game two, played both of those guys for fuck all minutes, dropped them both, and now Jacob Saifidi's back. What the hell are you doing? TPJ in for the first game made no sense. That was off one good game as well, by the way. You could have gone Utu Kamanu on the bench instead of starting as bloody young gun, because we don't quite know who to pick, right? Future of New South Wales kind of thing, mini Payne Haas kind of guy, right? Instead, they don't do that. They pick TPJ, wild card pick. He does what TPJ does, couple of good plays, couple of dumb plays. Drop him, pick Utu Kamanu, future star, playing for 12 minutes, does nothing wrong, gets dropped in a dead rubber in New South Wales, which is an amazing experience for him. Maybe get him 20, 25 minutes, give him a proper crack. I don't know, man. Horrible, inconsistent selections. And usually I don't whinge about that stuff too much. For the last 10, 15 years, I'd watch Origin, we'd lose year on year. I wouldn't care. You just want to support your state, get behind the team, all that kind of stuff. But it also does piss you off though when this kind of shit happens. On the flip side, I got to say I really, really respect what Queensland's been doing. So, for example, Walsh is out because of his suspension. Sorry, that cracks me up every time. And then Brimson's in, and Brimson, he's been on and off because of his injuries this year as well. But he's a beast when he's playing. He looked really good. And then Flegler's out because of his injury. And then you got Horsburgh. It could have been Horsburgh or Hopgood. They're both in amazing form in the NRL at the moment. So anyways, my 2 cents on the result. I don't see how the Maroons don't win. They're the better team. They've looked better. I know they say that the Blues have everything to play for, and you don't want to get swept, and you're playing for Freddie and Teddy's futures and all that kind of stuff. But I looked over this team and do they really I feel like most of these guys would care about their own future rather than the captain or the coach and stuff. And I'm not necessarily saying that's a bad thing, but Cody Walker's 33, 34. He's gotten a recall. He wants to nail this game so he can get it next year, right? Mitch Moses, he hasn't won a grand final. Obviously played a losing grand final. He knows he's behind Nathan Cleary. I don't see him playing for his, obviously he's playing for his head, but I think he needs to play well to keep his spot, right? Damien Cook got punted in game one. Appy Coruscant breaks his jaw. Cook gets a gig off the bench second game, played center for most of the game, and now he's starting hooker as well. Like, you got to say he's playing for his spot as well. So I feel like with the Blues, and like, yeah, sorry, I won't really say that about Murray, but like even Yoey, like, starting lock, Penrith connection, all that kind of stuff. Bang, they got Murray starting lock. Yo's now just like a bench middle forward. Jacob Saifidi obviously playing for his gig. Reece Robson, I feel like, is a good bloke and he'll be there long term. And Gutho, just like really good bloke that gives it his all every time. Like, I get that. But I feel like most of these guys are playing for their spot and their role. And the whole, like, do it for your state and all that kind of stuff, I feel like it just doesn't resonate with this squad in this game. I don't want to say that it's always like that. I think next year you get, your Turbo back, Trail back, fresh series. I think the Blues pretty much would have the same amount of passion as the Maroons players and all that kind of thing. But, and it's funny, like, really random story, but like I'm assuming they're struggling to sell out Accor Stadium 80,000 tickets, because I've heard like 2 or 3 of my mates like, oh, my company's randomly giving me a few tickets. You want to come along? I was like, nah, man, I'm gonna watch this one at home. I've had a couple of big nights watching the first 2, but it is, yeah. I think Queensland minus 3.5 is awesome. I got a minus 1.5. I think I threw that up for everyone on our Discord when the got which bit of news broke, but yeah, when the teams were, it was when the teams were announced, and I saw this was the team, and Bradman Best was in there and stuff, instead of like, and Jacob Saifidi was in there. And that was like the day after they smacked the Dogs, and I was like, whatever Freddie's doing, I don't agree with it. And yeah, minus 1.5, minus 3.5, I don't think it matters. I reckon Maroons win by more than a try. But cool. Let's move on. Quick humble brag from last week. So look, obviously, guys, I throw out a lot of picks for every single game. Whenever there's value, I throw it out, right? So when we do hit our 51s to 1 or 26 to 1 or whatever, just hitting one of them every weekend isn't that special, and we do need to hit them pretty consistently, because I put out a lot of different picks. But I was really, really happy with this one. So it was a short round. So I think, got from memory, if we had any sort of, we had a couple of small winners in the other games from memory, but nothing amazing. But this I was super freaking proud of. So if you guys remember, there was a game sometime early in the season. Mark Nichols got first try score second half at 101s. Then there was Magic Round where Spencer Leniu got first try score second half at 101. I love these first try score second half bets, because if someone's a bench forward, they'll almost definitely be on just after the halftime break, and they'll be fresh as well. And if they're a good try scorer, or like, they're playing next to a good hooker and you trust them to put them over, I love these plays. So I called it here. Jared Wallace and Mark Nichols. First try score second half, both good plays. The odds are short as hell, but check out the reasoning of why I picked them, right? So this was earlier when we didn't know teams for sure, but I said Jared Wallace and Mark Nichols have both looked great this season, because when I tipped Nichols for first try score and he did it at 101s for us in about around 7 or 8 or whatever, Wallace actually scored a try after. So he didn't get first try score second half. Nichols got it 101s. Wallace scored the try after. And I think Wallace is from last year, I think when Wicky was like only a couple hundred people in our community, but I tipped Wallace 81s or 67s or whatever last try score or something, and he did it twice in 2 weeks. Like, I love Wallace as a try score pick, and I love Nichols as well. Anyways, Nichols ends up starting. So I put on our Discord for our premium members and stuff, because I give notifications after team list for every game for the premium guys. So Nichols is starting. He's 81s for first try score and last try score. I freaking love that price. And we got on that. That didn't get up. But the way Jared Wallace played, he was up against a Titans bench, old club as well, his old team. Aaron Clark, it was Aaron Clark, a rookie forward, a winger, and a hooker on the bench. That's who the Dolphins were running at. And I thought this game was pretty much 50-50 with the Titans missing 4 of their stars. Anyways, I'll get to the story. Early in the second half, obviously we've got Jared Wallace at 51. Our premium guys, by the way, because I give them notifications, it popped up. Wallace was $67 first try score second half for, I don't know, maybe an hour or 2 on Sportsbet. I got on, told the premium members about it. So we were on at 67s. Everyone else should have seen it and got it on at 51s, right? Early in the second half, they make a line break. I forgot who it was. It might have been Nicarima. He gets tackled, or almost tackled, 5 meters out from line, passes it to Wallace on his left. Wallace is clear running at the line, one-on-one with the fullback, like looks to throw the pass. The fullback, the opposition fullback, Jaden Campbell, goes for the ball. All Wallace had to do was fucking dive over, and he doesn't pass. And at this point, I'm fucking gutted because that would have been Wallace. Great pick, great price. Obviously, I would have won a little bit of money on it myself. And I'm just like, this is just absolute torture, right? But Jaden Campbell knocked it on. So, anyways, the Dolphins get another run at the try line, and I think it was the rookie hooker from the Dolphins, throws a ball, and I see like a middle forward run onto the ball and drive straight over, and he's a pasty guy, and I'm like, fuck yes, that's Jared Wallace. So it was freaking awesome. Like, put the price out early, called it in the article, explained exactly why I liked it. It almost fucking got up first, and then it did. And well, obviously the premium guys got on at a really good price, 67s, and obviously everyone else would have seen the 51s. So, a lot of times, like, we call try scorer plays, and like, the premium guys get on at really good price, and then the price is gone, it's no longer good value, like a lot of these picks. Oh crap, we also got Tony Lemuelu, I forgot about that. So this price, Lemuelu was 34s for a little bit on 365. So we got the first try scorer and the first try scorer second half of this game at best prices of 34s and 67s. So yeah, incredible Sunday Arvo. But it's enough indulging on last round. Let's get into it, guys. So State of Origin, game 3. You see that we've got a few more bookies now. So I think, so this odds comparison tool, by the way, the premium guys always, like, that's what they're paying for. They're paying for the full odds comparison tool. I know obviously a few other things, but for the Origin, odds comparison tool, I've opened up all the bookies to everyone. It's Origin. It happens 3 times a year. I want everyone to have fun. So you can see that we've got all those. Another addition, by the way, is we've now got a 2+ tries market as well. So only 4 of the sites are working, but still, you can see that there's like a pretty clear edge. Let's go. Some of the backs for 2+ tries. You can see here, for example, Munster is priced at 26 on Neds to score 2+ tries. Way better than all the other bookies. DCE 34 on Sportsbet, clearly better than the other bookies. They're probably 2 of the better ones, to be honest. But yeah, you can muck around with this obviously whenever you want. But anytime try scorer for Origin, there's a couple. So Holmes has looked really freaking good in the NRL and Origin. And I just realized he's been playing right center. He'd be up against Bradburn Best, so I freaking love that. $3.25 on Bluebet, Neds, and Bet365 for Val Holmes. Jake Trebojevic is $19 on Bet. You'd be a brave person to take him. Honestly, wait to see if he's starting or not. If he is, just get him on in first try scorer and last try scorer at big odds rather than the 19th ATS, I would think. Aside from that, look, I don't love a lot. Oh, sorry, no, the plays that I do love, Tino at 850, anytime try score on Sportsbet and BetR. Jesus, sorry. Nanai at $3.90 on Sportsbet and BetR. Nanai, love that as well. I think the other one was David Fafita, Sportsbet and BetR $3.90. So yeah, again with the Queensland guys, I think they're way better value than New South Wales players generally. And Model's favorite pick is Val Holmes, and I've got to say, like, from a matchup point of view, I back it as well. So I think that'll be like the big pick that I put out there on socials. Absolutely love that pick. Cool. First try scorer. Let's have a look. With the high odds guys, like Jake Turbo's 91, but there's talk that he might start off the bench. So I'd hold off that. I don't love anyone else, to be honest. Tino is so freaking short. It's a joke now. 41s, obviously too short for me to get excited by, to be honest. Nope, happy to stay away from these. No, nothing too exciting. There is bloody hell, sorry guys. Anyways, nothing too exciting for first try scorer just yet. And then last try scorer. No, don't love anything here. It's a bit annoying. That's all right. First try scorer second half. So depending on if they're starting or not. So I don't mind RCG at 67s. I don't mind Jacob Safidi at 67s. I don't mind Turbo at 91s. I definitely don't mind Murray at 51s. But we just got to see who's starting and who's not, because I think there might be a couple of late changes, which are really frustrating for us to deal with. And then there's obviously 2+ tries as well, where I think it was, where do we go? Like a Fafita and Nana at 21s at Sportsbet. They look decent. Munster at 26 on Neds looks decent as well. But anyways, guys, with the odds comparison tool, obviously you can check it out yourself, play around with all the different sites. Remember that with Wiki Premium, there's 2 levels of membership. The cheaper one is basically just like full access to the odds comparison tool with all the bookies and all the markets that you see, just like the Origin one, and the Wiki Premium private Discord channel. And the more expensive one, that's way better bang for buck. You get access to all this stuff. Plus, I give you guys in an announcement channel, I'd give you guys announcements on, hey, this team change has happened. Holy shit, this guy's now starting and he's incredible odds, all that kind of stuff. And you think about like, if you take your punting seriously, it's awesome value. So definitely check it out. PM me if you've got any questions. Cool, let's move on. So just very quickly, guys, this is the Draftstars Stats Bible. I was saying to you guys, they have a $40,000 prize pool. First prize gets almost $5,000. This is free to check out on our website. It's on our Linktree, all that kind of stuff. What we try to do here is we try to make it easier for you guys to make your team. So if you press value here, all the 10 out of 10 guys, they're good value. So like, you know, Brandon Bears, Tino, Nanai, Fodawaker, we think they're pretty good value. Projected score, we say like the score that we think these players will get. We're a sports data company. Everyone thinks we're just like a punting content company, but like we've got tech people full time that work on this stuff for us. But again, if you want to ask me anything about how it works, please feel free to do so. For the more experienced Draftstars guys, you know that if you press download here, that downloads the Excel spreadsheet. You can upload that onto the Draftstars crunch your teams. But if you're playing for the first time, I'm actually going to talk you through what Draftstars is and how to get started, which I think should be. Oh, just before I do that very quickly, this is the Punters Preview article. I haven't actually written it yet, but I've just put it out there so everyone can see that it's there. I'll be doing this Tuesday morning Sydney time, but I'm going to have like a really quick breakdown about the game. So obviously you see the line here. Quick breakdown on try scorer markets. I've got the screenshot. You can click through the odds comparison tool here. My picks will be here. A little bit about Wiki Premium if you're keen. Obviously click on that. Draftstars, which I'm just going to talk through now. Screenshot here. I'll have my picks and like an example team and all that kind of stuff. I'll also break down player of the match market. So I'll try to put like at least 1 or 2 Queensland and New South Wales options, and player for performance markets. So I'll talk through anyone that I reckon player performance is like a simplified version of fantasy NRL or Draftstars, by the way. So simpler scoring system, unders and overs betting. But I'm going to write about all of that in the article. So again, this will be free. Just Google Wiki Linktree and you find it there. But I'll very quickly show you guys a bit about Draftstars. So the way that Draftstars works, you go, oh, bang, perfect time, Wiki times Draftstars. So obviously, we've been working with them for 2 years. We also work with them for the BBL. We worked with them for the T20 World Cup and the last 3 NRL seasons, which has been amazing. But yeah, here you go, NRL Draftstars. So the max entry. So how this works is it's like playing fantasy and Supercoach, but it's just for the one game. You make a team for just the one game. There are heaps. Sorry, I'll just go back for a sec. There are heaps of free contests and $2 contests and $5 contests. You'll see here the free one. You can enter just for fun if you want to try it out. The prizes, if you come for, oh shit, $2.50. Okay, cool. Well, you can do that if you want just to give it a go. But I'll get into the main contest here. So the prizes, where are they? 40,000 prize pool. That can go up, by the way, if they get more than enough entries. Almost $4,000 prize pool. Sorry, almost $4,000 for first prize. And you can see here you could come in the top, what is it, quarter or so? Quarter or third? Yeah, roughly the top quarter or so, and you'll still get, or you'll double up, basically. The way the scoring works, it's very similar to NRL Fantasy and similar data source and stuff that NRL Fantasy uses, but it's just a bit more simple. It doesn't have all the turnover tackle and all that kind of stuff from NRL Fantasy, but it is very similar to playing NRL Fantasy. I'm just going to explain to you guys how the game works. So it's like any other fantasy game where there's a salary cap and you start picking players from different positions, right? So like the way that I would start, for example, is looking for the value picks or think about like the key spine players and who you really want. So look at the halves. Like I personally reckon Queensland will win. And I want to basically look at like the halves instead of the hookers because both teams have 2 hookers. So let's have a crack. I reckon Munster. He hasn't had to do too much this series so far. So for example, if I think Queensland will win, I'll go him. Therefore, I'm going to try to go with backs from Queensland as well. I love AJ Brimson. He's got a very strong running game, and Val Holmes has been on fire. For the New South Wales team, they've got a utility and a hooker on the bench. So I reckon they're big name middle forwards like a Cam Murray will definitely get big minutes. I really want to have Fafita. Oh shit, can't afford him. Well, I really want to have Nanai then, because I reckon he's a beast and he'll definitely get some attacking stats with his Queensland backs that I've got in there. And I want to go another New South Wales. Or can I afford him? I love Tino. I reckon he'll get some attacking stats in this game. Okay, so that leaves me 14k, and then that. Or do I go to? Oh yes, sweet. Okay, so I reckon Yo and Murray have to play big minutes with no Bolo, no Haas as well. So I'll go News, and I reckon they'll do a lot of tackling, and then I go with the upside of the Queensland back. So I absolutely love. I actually really like this team. But that's just an example of how you would make a team. That's like the thought process that you want to go in with. Like you want to choose back from the team that you think will do better. Forwards, either you want to go for like attacking upside guys, or you want to go from like, I reckon New South Wales are going to get smacked and they'll do a lot of tackling. So I reckon Murray and Yo are good. That's the kind of thinking you want to go with, right? With the way it works, you can enter in up to 100 teams. So obviously you wouldn't want to do this if you're playing for the first time, but every team costs you $15 in the main contest, and you can enter as many of these different teams as you want up to 100 times. So that's obviously $1,500. So you wouldn't be doing that, but that's what you can do. And that's how it all works. So if you do have any questions, guys, it is good fun to play. Obviously gamble responsibly, it is gambling. But if you've got any questions on our Discord, we actually have a Draftstars channel. So you can throw up your suggestions and ask us how to play, or see if we like this pick or like that pick and all that kind of stuff. So you can discuss that with us on there as well. Cool. But that's it, guys. As I said, like I know I took a couple of minutes to talk a bit about myself and the company and what we're trying to do, but like we do have really big ambitions for, well, not just this footy season. We're going into the cricket with the BBL over the summer. There's the Cricket World Cup before that. And next season for NRL, we're going to go absolutely nuts with all the stuff that we're trying to do. So if you're on our Discord already, feel free to DM me or chuck it up the suggestion channel of other stuff that you'd like to see. We're going to be spending, whether it's spending a little bit of money or time to set up more fun stuff for you guys. And we'll definitely have like a contest and a giveaway for try score for State of Origin Game 3. We're going to have a lot of fun stuff for the NRL finals. So yeah, you can obviously join for free. Almost all of our stuff is free. Really appreciate the support. Good luck, gamble responsibly, enjoy Game 3 of State of Origin. I'll be doing like a TikTok live and a Discord voice channel, everything I can figure out how to use. I'm going to do that for the first try scorer, until the first try scored for State of Origin Game 3. I'm watching this one at home, so I'm keen to actually follow along with a few of you guys, and hopefully one of our big try scorer picks gets up. Good luck, guys. Gamble responsibly. Enjoy the game.